Hi, welcome back to the Daughters of the Moon podcast. We're grateful that you can join us for another week, and we have our special guest, Catherine Maas, with us. Catherine has had an interest in crystals and gemstones for as long as she can remember. After 30 years as a therapist, she has begun selling crystals and gemstones once again, as she can no longer deny her deep connection with the mineral world, and a trip to Tuscan in 2018 rekindled the desire within. Catherine's strong connection with spirit has led her to offer distance healing sessions, and you can contact her through info@crystalsquare.com, and I'll put the phone number she provided for us. And Catherine may also be reached through her other website, which is www.cartwrightholistics.com, where you can learn more about her osteopathic practice. So welcome. We're very excited that you can join us.
Thank you, ladies, for having me on your podcast. I haven't done many of these, so it's a good opportunity to let people know about what I do. So my background is a therapist. I have worked in healthcare for about 32 years now. So my practice is osteopathy, which is a manual hands-on therapy. But I've branched out into the mineral kingdom, crystals. I've always been drawn to crystals, so I've decided to offer those to people. So that it's a growing business, a very organically growing. As I do still work as a therapist, so I'm sort of integrating that and some other services as well.
Very nice. Yeah, I've noticed you've had a lot of really nice crystals on on your different social medias and
right. Yeah, I try to post every day something different, and I like to offer high quality crystals. I don't want to compete with every metaphysical store or wholesaler out there that is offering, a lot of tumbled stones and sort of common crystals. I like the more rare pieces and small pieces for shipping. And yeah, so that's my focus. And to educate as well when I'm showing things of what are the unique attributes of the, for instance, the quartz point, and what makes it special.
Right. So how did the trip in Tuscan rekindle your love?
The Tucson Gem and Mineral Show
Thanks.
is Tucson, Arizona. So that's just south of Phoenix, and it's been running apparently for I think about 50 years, a long time. It has a long history, and it's the largest gem and mineral show in the world. So it attracts wholesalers from all over the world, and then it attracts people who want to purchase wholesale, retail. So it was kind of on the bucket list for a long time. And then I guess it's 5 years it's been already. Finally made it there. We sort of did a work holiday and met a lot of people and looked at there's a lot there. You can really get overwhelmed if you don't sort of prepare yourself beforehand, because it's massive. It's like 45 shows in one.
Wow.
So you have to pick and choose, where you're going to go. And I kind of narrowed down, like a lot before we went. And so we would have a game plan. And yeah, if you like crystals, it's hard to control yourself there, because there's everything under the sun.
I bet. So what would be your favorite crystal then, if you had to choose?
I
know that's a hard one, right?
The basic quartz crystal is my favorite, because there's so many different types of quartz. So there's clear quartz, And then you have quartz, it comes in different colors. So you can have blue inclusion or like scarlet, and then you have all different configurations. So you have, there's a basic configuration of a quartz crystal is that it has 6 sides. So it comes to like at the top, it comes to, here, I'll show you. So at the top, it has 6 what we call sides or facets, right? So that's the basic crystal formation. But you can have a lot of combinations of you can have extra little facets here, which mean certain things metaphysically. People have given them meanings like windows. You can have keys. So for instance, this is like a key, a special formation in the quartz. So when you meditate with that and you hold the key, it can give you keys to questions, answers to questions that you have. So there's all different sorts of etchings, you know, like information's been encoded in the quartz crystals from previous civilizations on the earth. There's a lot to learn about quartz. And even if you don't believe in the metaphysical properties of the quartz, they're just nice to look at. They're ornamental things, right? At the very least, because you can have like, you know, massive, gorgeous pieces, statement pieces. It's quite endless when you're studying them, because there's always new offerings from the earth as well. Each year there's someone has discovered something new. So it's like the earth, Gaia, offers up new finds.
Right. Mm-hmm. Do you do any work with like crystal grids, being into crystals?
I don't really do gridding. Sometimes I get clients who want a distance healing session, so I might sort of lay out some crystals or use different crystal devices during the treatment.
Kind of whatever you're guided to at that point.
Yeah, whatever, exactly. Whatever comes intuitively. I just try and follow the guidance.
Yeah, and the energies that come with it as well, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Too, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was neat because I just heard about crystal gridding and saw a little bit about that, and I just thought it was interesting just the way that they're laid out sometimes, and using the selenite to kind of charge your crystals. So
right, yes. When I lay out crystals, I just intuitively lay them out. I may choose some and then put them in a configuration, which is totally intuitively done. And sometimes I post things like that on my my social media as a learning.
So you must have quite a collection of crystals and gems then in front of you.
Yeah, there's no shortage in our house. You know, when I'm unpacking crystals, Jody's always there, like a you know, a little puppy dog waiting for his treat. He I let him usually pick something, you know, and I pick something and give her daughter something out of you know, the first pick, and yeah, it's always, it's like yeah, kids in a candy shop when the new shipment comes, and it's exciting opening and seeing, yeah, what the new thing is. So I like to offer, yeah, new pieces from time to time. Sometimes the inventory gets larger, so there's a bit of a time between, you know, new products.
So on your
I have a website store and an Etsy shop. So
that's
those are the two main ways that I reach people from all over the world. I've had buy from my shops, which is quite interesting. Etsy is a huge business right now, worldwide. So I've sent stones to Japan and Indonesia, Australia. Really interesting.
very nice. Very
Yeah.
nice. So do you have a display that you have out like on your website that if people can go in there and look and see what you have, like as far as stones and
Yes, my website store, crystalsquare.com. They
Yeah.
can look. I have videos and pictures and a full description of what I offer on there. And my Etsy shop has more offerings, more products. So my Etsy shop is crystalsquare12.etsy.com.
Okay, cool. Well, people
Yeah.
want to know that. People want to know where to buy them, especially if, like you said, you have rare ones. And yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
So-
more unique.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which
Okay.
is
And then I also offer ones that I feel like I have a connection to. So I like to sell what resonates with me, and what it's got to excite me to sell it. Otherwise, it's
that's why it's exciting. when
it
you get
doesn't
the
really work
package.
for me.
Well, just anything with spirituality is exciting, and how we can share it out there for the people to get the best of them, and and know where to go to get the things that they need for their spirituality, for their search of where they're traveling. So that's good to have those there for them, because I know that gems and stones are important to me as well. Kim and I
Right.
have a whole selection of what we have between us. It's lots, but they do give you that piece of what you're looking for. I'll go and have a look at your stuff there.
Right.
Sure.
And the basics of people ask me, well, how do crystals work? They have energies of their own, right? They have a frequency, and that works with the frequency that you have around you.
Mhm.
Your aura, and the aura goes into the chakras, your energy centers, which vibrate at different frequencies. So depending on the crystal, what it is, it'll vibrate more intensely at certain energy centers, right? And then work with the energy centers, the spiritual, mental, emotional issues, physical issues of those centers.
So if people,
Everything is frequency.
so if people to ask you, okay, well, how do I know which one to pick? What would you tell them? I suppose they're looking at a bunch of, I don't know, one kind of stone, they're looking at them. What would you say to them? How do they know which one is for them? How would you tell them to pick that?
Well, I tell them to intuitively pick.
Okay.
So generally what you're attracted to is what you need,
Right.
right? So your intuition leads you
Right.
to what you need. I can also I mean, my mind isn't an encyclopedia. I do have a great reference. It's called the Book of Stones.
Right. I would
Right.
think.
So
Yeah.
it is a great reference because it gives you all the information about the stone, but also it gives you the spiritual, emotional, and physical attributes of the stone. And then also a quick reference if you can look up physical problems, and then, or you can also look up emotional problems. So it's a great reference. It's a book that was done by people who have been in the mineral world for probably 40 years or more. So I do use a reference. So we use intuition, we use reference, all the information that we can put together.
Yeah, it would be hard to, I can see why you would need a reference book for that,
Oh
because
my
that would
goodness.
be.
Oh yeah.
Or just I mean, I think our favorites, we learn and we kind of know and could just spill it off, but there's lots, it's like, oh, that's just a, side one to that. Now what other.
Yeah, there's
Because of the
some more obscure, And then there's, you know, new minerals that come out that aren't even in the book. So Google is my reference sometimes.
You have to
Right.
be, you have to be, I know.
Yeah.
Went to a store looking for some more stones of that, because oftentimes when somebody's comes for a reading or whatever, I'll give them a stone when they leave that they really need. And but now that I know that you have them too, then that's good. We have someplace else to go and purchase those. So it's just an automatic thing with me. If they're stuck or something, oh, well, you need this.
Mhm,
You know,
mhm.
and how does that feel, sort of thing for you? Because they need to carry it around with them. So
Yeah, and we've used them in our Reiki work too,
Yeah.
like either under the table or on top of them, or so.
Right. Yes. So
That's
they're
why we
either,
wanted to
you
get
know,
you on, because there's so much great things about crystals. Besides that, they look pretty.
yeah.
yes. Yes. So, yeah, people like to carry them or, you know, put them in their space or lay down and put them on their body. So all different ways that you can use crystals. And, you know, Jody, he uses crystals in his energy devices because they help to amplify the energy.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got some really interesting things that he's posted as well, with showing those.
Right.
Yeah.
On Facebook,
Yes.
not Facebook, but yeah, YouTube.
Yes.
YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. Very interesting. Oh, it's yeah, we do work with gems a lot, and they really do help to get the energies going out of people and going into people and that kind of thing. I love them. I wouldn't be without. I
Yeah.
don't think either one of us would be without them. Somewhere in our bra or somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah,
I know.
and I go by intuition. So I have asked somebody else that was into crystals this question before. So I'd like to pose this one to you and just get your take on it. Is so if you're pulling a crystal, just say we have our little treasure trove of crystals, and you pull one, how do you think there's certain crystals that you use to bring on positivity or to allow your throat chakra to be open more, or can you do it intuitively by the colors of the crystals? What's your take on that?
Oh, yeah. I see what you mean, because it's not always the color of the crystal. I don't believe that is that black and white. So the color of the crystal and you match the chakra. Yeah, because I just, you know, I'm with you and I can read your face that you're, of the same mindset. Sometimes there's just that one that, you know, it, maybe we're tuning into the energy, the intelligence of the crystal, or the crystal
Frequency, I
speaking
think.
to us, that it needs to be used for a certain thing, even though you would think it doesn't.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it, and I think you feel about it that way as well,
Yeah.
right? Because I do believe so much
Excuse me.
with our work that we do. We just believe that there's so much about intention and trusting your gut and your intuition on that too.
Yeah.
You know, when you're pulling a crystal, yes, it does mean certain things, and you have to respect that energy of the crystal, but I think also you have to go with your intuition too. I just know in the day when I'm picking crystals, I just like look at them and intuitively
Just
pick
pick
what
them.
I think I need.
Same.
Right.
Same. Plus, you know, sometimes too, you know, you have readings coming up, you don't know anything about those people or whatever, but I don't know, spirit just tells you, like, you're gonna need that one. That's good.
Mhm.
You're gonna need that one. You need to pick that one up. And I find
Yeah,
it.
it's almost better than the linear, right? You know, to get yourself in a space where you can just, okay, tune into the person and then pick something for them.
And how about cleansing and clearing? Because I know some crystals can't have water near them, or so how
Yeah,
would,
for instance, selenite you can't immerse in water, it'll just disintegrate. I don't really worry about the cleansing and the cleaning, because I don't believe that the sort of, you can, you know, like a quartz crystal is millions of years old. And how are you going to change the frequency, the energy in it by like somebody just holding it for 5 minutes? Or I don't know. It just doesn't jive with me, like the structure and how old it is, and it just, you know what I mean? Like I don't believe somebody can, like, yeah, you know, some people are particular about people touching their crystals. I
Yeah.
don't, yeah, it doesn't bother me, and I don't think they need to be cleansed. I just generally cleanse the space where I have my crystals, like in my treatment room at home. I just you know, cleanse the whole space, and then I don't even really do much like after I've used the crystals. If I've done distance healing with someone, I don't, yeah, it's not something that I've really focused on.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
interesting. Well,
What's your opinion?
it's interesting because as you're saying, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, you're saying that the crystal has been around for, you know, how many years, like thousands of years. And so how could you generate any different kind of energy with it, or take it into the crystal sort of thing? Because it's already got all that wisdom in it. But don't you, I believe that the crystal too sends out that wisdom as you keep it and hold it, and that kind of thing. So I think that with me, I would bless it only because I would want to make sure that the energy was completely clear before I was working with somebody else. But that's just me. But I understand where you're coming from, where the energy from the actual crystal itself has so many years behind it of knowledge and data that we don't even understand today yet. That why you would say how you say that, you know, you don't bother to, because yeah,
It does make sense,
it does
right?
make sense to
You've
me.
got that energy that came right from when it was
From
created
Mother Earth,
that
yeah,
is gonna hopefully dispel any kind of negativity off of it. I know for myself, like I have a lot of windows in my room, and so then I feel like my crystals get blessed or cleaned or cleared,
Just
however you
been-
want to say,
yeah.
with the moonlight coming in and the sun and my good intentions. And
Right, yeah, I guess intention, you know, um, you can intend that, you know, when you use crystal, that you intend that it's its original state.
I know it makes sense.
but I do like that you, how you said with the energy just from the stone itself, and how each piece would have its own energy based on where it was mined or, you know, retrieved
Right.
from the earth, right?
Which is, you know, it's, I don't know how old the youngest stone is, but it's still, you know, thousands of years.
Yeah. It'd be interesting. Have you ever been to, I know there's some places around the world where you can actually go and mine your own crystals. Have you ever been to any of those?
Bancroft, Ontario is,
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with Bancroft. It's up into the Canadian Shield, so it's where would it be? Sort of the same latitude as Ottawa, I think.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of minerals up there, because you're into the Canadian Shield. I have been there, but I haven't really mined. You can go mine your own. I've always wanted to get to Herkimer, New York, so for Herkimer diamonds.
Yeah.
But yeah, haven't been there. No.
No.
I thought in Warsaw, Ontario too, Warsaw Caves. They have stalagmites and stuff like that in some of these caves. And you can go down there and you can look at, I mean, I've been in there years and years ago. I took kids when they were babies, or it seemed like babies, years and years. There's a lot of minerals there too, that you can go down to in Warsaw and look at. Some of them are flooded out, but I don't know.
And around Thunder Bay, Ontario, there's a lot of amethyst mines.
Yes.
I've never been up there. but apparently you can go, and there's several mines.
Yeah.
Thunder Bay amethyst.
Yeah,
I do
take
sell
my
some
kids and
Thunder
just-
Bay amethyst, which is known for its a lot of it has the red the hematite in it. So it's very interesting amethyst. I don't think you can find that anywhere else in the world.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unique.
that's an interesting one. I have never mined stones, but I do pick up stones a lot,
I mean,
but they're not crystals.
Yeah.
They're just
Yeah, when
stones.
Jody says, let's go to the beach, I'm like, come home with, pockets full of stones, and
good stuff.
yeah, we have lots of those kinds of stones in the house as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, will help with the energy and grounding and all sorts of things. You can configure them into different shapes.
That's
Yeah.
so true. That's
Yeah.
very, so true, very true. Well, very
Yeah, you
enlightening.
don't have to have semi-precious or precious stones to get the energy of stones in your environment.
yeah,
Right.
Just
right.
regular stones, right, have a lot of energy and wisdom, knowledge from thousands and millions of years.
Oh, for sure.
I know Mom always inspired us to collect rocks and stones along the way, and now I have a heart collection of stones. So that's my big thing, is anywhere I go, I look for a heart stone or
The heart shape, yeah.
close at least. Anyway, sometimes my husband's like, "That's stretching it." That's not a heart, hun. Oh, okay. But I can't find one, so it's gonna be.
Made my heart from here.
Yeah.
But, so,
Yeah.
well, this has really been interesting, and I'm certain for the people that are looking for stones now, they know where to go get them from you now too. And I know a lot more people today are collecting them than they used to.
Yes.
You can feel in your hands.
It definitely has been an exponential growth in the industry over the last 20 years. And I think as people awaken more spiritually, they're looking for implements or to help with frequency, and definitely, working with the minerals is a good place to start.
You betcha.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
You know, because now they're talking about minerals, how you can put them in water, some of them, and all that. Does all these different things with sound.
Oh yeah,
and touch it with
elixirs
sound,
and
yeah, and it's like, whoa, like you can magnify it so many more times today, like we never even thought it back in the day, just how the sun shines on it in water, and not even in water, right? Magnifies different ways supposedly. So yeah, good stuff, all good information for people looking for what's going to help them. That's what we want, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. Is there anything else you wanted to cover? Do you want to tell us a little bit more about you and or what your websites or anything like that people can find you?
Sure. Yep. crystalsquared.com. And my Etsy shop is crystalsquared12.etsy.com. And definitely you can message me with any questions you may have about the minerals. And if you don't find what you're looking for, maybe I can help you do that as well.
Very nice.
So I like to be interactive and help people with their passion, and to find something that is really going to aid them in their spiritual awakening.
Nice.
Perfect.
That's
Yeah.
what we're about.
Yeah, we love that, and getting that energy out there. And I think you're right that people are a lot more open to it now, and bringing it into their healing modalities, and realizing just the pure energy of the crystals, which is great.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, that's awesome.
Well, thank you, Kim and Barb, for
Yeah.
having me on your podcast.
Well, we
Thank you for
appreciate
being
you
on.
coming and holding some space with us, and we will provide all the links to where everybody can go in the show notes, and so like and follow us. And thank you again, Catherine, for being on. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very, very much.
And we hope everybody will have a magical week.